suplex.
Good Saturday morning, everybody. February 12th, Las Vegas, Nevada. You are tuned in to ThoughtsCon Anywhere. I have a nice little echo in the background. Echo, echo, echo. ThoughtsCon Anywhere coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Aaron Phillips, the chief in the middle. Matt Mullen on the end.
What's up?
And this week we landed a shark. Joining us in studio, Mr. Desert Shark himself. He was so turned off by Chief's rant a couple of weeks ago that he said, I'm coming in this week, A, because I want to face Chief, and 2, because I'm tired of you guys talking about donuts and I can't get one. So he's
Are we
here.
going to have dueling rants this week?
Well, we'll see. Well, dueling banjos, dueling rants. Welcome to the show.
Not my fault I don't like to eat donuts, Not my fault that I have to stop.
Well, listen.
There's only one freaking rant on this program, sir, and that's the freaking Chiefs rant.
True.
And don't you forget it.
I'm sorry, sir.
That's right. I'm sorry, master.
And we're gonna have nap time with Matt today.
All right.
Yes. Time with Matt.
Welcome to the show, 702-329-6947. Press the number 1 to come into the studio if you're outside the United States, 1-855-502-4321. Also, if you love Twitter, use hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. Your message will come across the bottom of the screen. We will see it, acknowledge it, address it, answer your question. Of course, we're always in the chat room, but more importantly, we would love for you to call us because...
The Chief said so.
That's right. I knew he wouldn't have the job. William Hudson. Good morning, everyone. Oh, we got Facebook now we can see. Look at that. William Hudson. Good. Look, we got Facebook messages now that come up on the screen, too.
Hey,
all
Will.
right.
Good morning, buddy. How you doing
Good
down
morning,
there
Will.
in Mr. Florida?
Yes, sir, from TRC. Top Rope Collectibles joins us as always. We thank you, our friend. Okay, lot going on. I know last week in my absence, you guys talked, I'm sure, all about the Royal Rumble, so we don't have to go too much over that unless something pops up on here. I'm sure you guys covered it to the nth degree, as I know you guys did. So with that, you know what time it is? It's that time.
What time is it?
It's time for Story Time with Uncle Matt.
Hang on, I'm trying to...
Okay, I had to vamp a little bit. Never.
It is now story time with the
Will you have
enforcer,
a
Matt
donut,
Mullen.
man?
No. No more donuts.
He hasn't had his first one.
Cereal is okay.
on you now, and we're back.
I got a kind of funny one. It was yesterday. I was in between jobs. I was checking our security cameras as I was like packing up my iPad and stuff. And I see somebody eat crap, and I was like, what happened? And I like pull the cameras back a little bit, and these two drunk guys are like trying to trip each other. And it was all fun and games until the one guy literally skull crushed finale'd his friend. And I was like, ooh, that looked like it hurt. So I grabbed my stuff and I started walking towards the courtyard. And I turned the corner. Dude's like, I'm going to beat your ass. And the dude's all face is bloody and his front tooth is missing.
Was that the video that I saw that you shared? Did you share that video? Oh my God!
Didn't you see what happened?
I said, well, listen, I have a whole house full of family that is just taken over my life the last 36 hours, which I'm happy for. I saw the video. I played it once. I'm like, I just saw the.
It was great.
Man, I didn't.
You didn't see it?
I saw it.
Did
You want to show me what it looks like? Show me what it looked like.
There it is, right there.
I knew it. I knew he was going to do that. What did the guy look like? Here it is, right here.
You got more teeth than he left with.
Yeah, buddy.
Don't make me pull out my one tooth.
Oh, my goodness. Your one tooth. That's right. Good morning, Jason, in the chat room. We appreciate it as well that you're joining us. Would you hit enter on the keyboard there? Let's see if we can log back into our computer. And it's not giving us a sign. There we go. Yeah, I don't remember. I hope you remember the number. All right, he'll put it on the teleprompter if we don't remember. But anyway, we got a lot going on, lot to talk about. Let's see. It's here on. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. We got it. All right. We're trying to secretly log into our laptop. Why? Because
Chief said so.
Because the chief said so. But if you've been watching our Facebook page,
Calling on the phones because the chief said so.
702-329-6947. Big Duke is in the house. Good morning, Duke.
Good morning, Duke. Our 2022 breakout candidate.
That's right. We have a new shirt on display, which as soon as we can get our website pulled up, but it is on Facebook. So I don't know if our beloved producer can quickly go to the Thoughts Count Anywhere Facebook page, and the shirt is there. We can. Oh, there, yeah, but the people can't see it. I want it up on the screen.
Oh,
They really can't get a good look at that right now. Oh, well, all right, that's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it on the screen. Either we can get off of Facebook, or hopefully, just pick one of the Google Chromes, and we should be able to go. All right. Whew. All right, let's get started, gentlemen, shall we? This is what happens when you have live radio shows, folks. So much going on. All right. Topic number 1. Rumor is WWE very interested in signing Jade Cargill when her contract is up with AEW. Gentlemen, my question to you is this. A, when is her contract up? B, is it a little too early to be talking about stuff like this? When is her contract up? I don't know. So I don't know if it's too early, too late. I'm not sure. What is Chief doing? Is he playing origami over there?
He's playing Tetris.
Playing wrap around the headphones.
So we have a malfunction with the wires on the on one headset there. Chief's gonna fix it. So let me start with. How about we start with Shark? Let's put Shark on camera here. There we go. Okay, what's your thoughts on Jade Cargill?
I mean, didn't we hear about this about MJF, about WWE having interest with him?
Right.
So until we see her sign the dotted line or see her on WWE TV, then we will know that definite answer that Jade Cargill is in fact with WWE. Until we see her on WWE television, meantime, let's just enjoy seeing her on AEW, even though she's, some people say she's still a little green.
I agree with that.
But she's on AEW television for now.
Jay Cargill is 27-0 on AEW. Do you really think, gentlemen, she's going to go to WWE?
No.
I say she's making good money with Mr. Khan.
I think everybody on AEW is doing great, working with Tony Khan with money or whatever they're doing on television. Honestly, because I don't want to move forward, but I'm seeing a lot of guys over there genuinely happy being what they're doing at AEW rather than being what they were on WWE.
All she's got to do is have a conversation with like Adam Cole or Keith Lee and be like, "Do you really want to go to WWE?"
let me throw the curveball. Last night I was watching SmackDown, and it looks like Naomi's getting a little push right now, and rightly deserved. So I would much rather see Naomi get pushed on WWE and Jade stay at AEW right now.
Yeah, definitely. Naomi's deserved a main event run for a while. She's 100 times more athletic than probably every other female there.
And I like her. What's that? The one she does, the Buster Bump or whatever.
Oh, the butt bump thing?
Yeah, the bump.
You take that move.
Yeah.
Even from the hood ornament.
Hell yeah, that's as good as the hubcap.
That's right. There you go. I don't know. I just think it's too soon. Shark mentioned that she's still a little green. I agree with that. I think she still needs some seasoning. Yeah, she has a belt on. I'm just not. I don't know. There's just no connection for me with her.
And I have to say this: she doesn't need to wrestle. She has her master's degree. And she's a very, very intelligent young lady.
What does she have her degree in? Do you know?
Mental health, I believe. I will look it up and give it to you.
Okay, I'm just curious. All right, let's go on to our next topic.
Ding.
Edge versus AJ Styles, WrestleMania.
Sign me up.
Take my money.
Right?
I want to see that.
Just shut up and take my money.
Who would win that? Give me your analysis.
AJ Styles. I know it's like they're like same ages. Like even though Edge is a lot older than AJ Styles, but with Edge losing to AJ Styles, it doesn't even hurt him, and it doesn't even hurt both. And it'll make great television, and I know for sure it will be a hell of a lot of good match.
Definitely. I think AJ would take it too. Because it's like a dream match everybody's been wanting to see since like AJ took off in like TNA when they were coming up with like AJ Styles dream matches. Edge was always on that list, so That'd be cool to see.
Here's the thing, though. AJ now is down in NXT doing a little angle down there. Is he not for a little bit?
Oh, he's done with that now.
Oh, is that over now?
He just beat Damian Priest on Raw, so now he gets a United States title shot.
Oh, okay. All right.
Next week.
Gotcha. All right, I missed that. Because I was going to say, if he's down there and you're trying to work in a story between Edge and AJ, if he's down in NXT, I didn't see one building. But what's going to be the angle for this? How are they going to build in just for a match other than it being a once-in-a-lifetime kind of match?
I don't know. Maybe he just comes out and challenges them or something, or...
Welcome, Aaron.
Right now,
Elkis.
they're both baby faces, so...
Right. So
I don't
something's gonna
know
have to give.
exactly like if somebody's going to turn on each other, because I don't see either of them turning at this point.
Right.
But I can just see one of them like doing a promo and the other one coming out and be like, "We've wanted this for 10 years.
Right. Now let's do it.
it."
Okay. Now, with both of them where they are, they're both wrestling still, especially Edge. Still wrestling at. We're still, folks. Aaron Elkis, our producer, we're having trouble with our laptop here. Normally he's not on camera, but there we go. We want to bring up our website so we can show you everything. Okay.
Awesome.
Is this? Do you?
Bring in the expert.
That's right. We had a call in from the bullpen. Thank you, sir. This match.
If it worked the first time, we wouldn't have had to call you in from the bullpen.
A Canadian technical support is something else.
Yeah, but at least he speaks English. But anyway,
And supposedly,
I have. Okay, so,
supposedly,
but to
knows
tell me
the
there isn't
Hart
one person that
family,
didn't think
too.
about it. That's all. Oh, right, yeah, exactly. All right, Brandy is out there. Hi, Brandy.
And anyway,
William says he believes Edge will win the Elimination Chamber,
In all-
or AJ.
in-
Which
in-
one of them is in the Elimination
in
Chamber?
any-
AJ.
Cargill is a Jacksonville University graduate with a social science degree. Plus, she also has a certified master's in child psychology. So the young lady is very educated.
See, she's educated.
Now, I want to say this about that. I remember AJ Styles when he started down at Anarchy Wrestling down in Georgia, and I am excited and happy to see AJ and Edge are going to finally have the match. I hope if Edge is going to stay around, I think AJ's going to beat Edge, and I think that might be AJ's last match.
I'm reading Brandy's comment. I don't know if you've got Brandy's
Hi,
comment in the
sister.
chat room to come up onto the screen yet, but. Oh, okay. Well, I can't look up there and look here and look everywhere. It says, just popping in to say hi, guys. Screw Brock, screw Goldberg, screw Ronda. That's all I got. Good night. So I wish she would get used to sharing her feelings. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
That's my sister.
yes, she's got to,
Go to sleep. You work the graveyard.
yes.
I know that feeling.
You worked that time also, the graveyard stuff?
Yeah, I worked graveyard at MGM Grand.
Well, I know where. I didn't realize what time. Jeez, now we know where you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't announce that.
Is it? But because listen, Edge is obviously still at the top of his game. We know AJ certainly is. Unlike other matches that we've heard talked about, like to me, Lashley and Lesnar is 10 years past its prime, in my opinion. Strictly mine. I know everybody's gonna love seeing it and whatnot, and it's obviously going to happen at some point.
Already did.
Well, yeah, I know it did, but I'm sure there's still more coming down the pipe with the two of them. But to me, this is still a match that even today between Edge and AJ would be just as good today as it would have been if they had met 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I like about this matchup.
AJ hasn't lost a step.
No, not at all.
No.
Neither's Edge, really, since he's come back.
It's been phenomenal, dare I say, what Edge has been doing since coming back from that
Yeah.
neck injury.
Wow.
Right? What's that?
I didn't realize Jade Cargill's significant other,
Shaquille O'Neal?
Brandon Phillips, the
Really?
baseball player.
Really?
Yes.
From the Reds.
Yes. I just
Infielder from the Reds.
no.
Or he was.
Boston Red Sox.
But now then he got traded. That's right. That's right.
You know who she was trained by?
Who?
Dustin Reynolds.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello, Jennifer from Hawaii. Our good friend Jennifer's
hey,
out there.
Jen. Good morning. Good
With-
morning, hon. How you doing today?
702-329-6947. Press the number 1 to come into the studio. while we've got a second to catch our breath, one more topic, and then we'll go to break after this. If you could please go to the laptop there, Mr. Producer. Here is the brand new spanking shirt to support Story Time with Matt. Brand new, right hot off the presses. Great shirt opportunity on our website through thoughtscountanywhere.com. You click the shop tab. Then if you click on it, check this, folks, it's only $20. That's all. Now, if you don't want a shirt, that's okay. It does come in a couple of colors, if I can get the mouse working right here. We got it in black, but here's a blue, if you like the royal blue color, which is also pretty sharp, but kind of like that one. But maybe you're not into T-shirts, but you love the logo. Well, guess what? Just hit this little drop-down menu right there. And what else does it say? Oh, look at this. You can get the ladies' tee, kids' tee, long sleeve tees, hoodies, face covers, which we don't really need anymore, but that's okay. Unisex. So you can get all of these different shirts. Here, watch if you pull up the... That's right. We pull on... I don't know what I clicked. But there's your tank top. Check that out. That looks pretty snappy on the tank top, dude. What does this say underneath the yellow cord there?
ThoughtsCountAnywhere.com.
It's our website. Maybe we need to increase that. Maybe it looks bigger when we actually have the shirt in front of us. But anyway, either way. But it looks great. Another great job by Matt. Yes, sir.
So anyway, I want to educate us. Mr. Edge is 48.
Okay.
Mr. AJ Styles is 44.
All right.
So
then they're still on top of the game.
hey,
Right?
yeah.
Absolutely.
I also want to say one thing.
Sure.
The fact
Chief,
that
it ain't easy.
what he said. The fact that these guys are potentially going to have a WrestleMania match, and they're potentially about to have one of the best WrestleMania matches of that weekend.
Right.
That says something, and the young talent roster should be ashamed of themselves, honestly.
Why is that?
To be out-dueled by a couple of 40-plus-year-olds.
Watch it now. Watch it.
Now,
Yes.
Watch.
Now I know. I should watch myself, but
You talking.
but I'm also talking down about the young talent that WWE has.
Well, shit. Young talent can't even wipe their feet on the ring apron, so, what the hell.
what he said.
There you go. All right, last topic under rumors before we go to our first break. WWE possibly dropping down some money, running ads on during the Super Bowl.
Well, I asked a question earlier in the last show. With the Olympics going on, is the show going to be on Peacock next weekend?
I think it will be.
Which
show is next weekend already?
No, I thought it was going to be on Sci-Fi.
Elimination Chamber.
Oh, the Chamber for
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
Is that going to be?
Probably. It'll probably be treated like a regular pay-per-view. But remember, there's going to be a time difference between Saudi Arabia and here. So
It's like 9 a.m. on Saturday.
yeah. So if
It's
that's
going
the
to
case-
interrupt like figure skating.
Yeah, but doesn't wait? But doesn't NBC?
He says that with such
NBC
excitement.
NBC owns Peacock,
Yes.
Yeah?
so NBC could block the Elimination Chamber.
I
Good.
think NBC's got a couple bucks to stream a couple things at the same time.
I was going to say, you're right.
You know
They
what
ha-
I'm saying.
They have the power to, but I doubt that they will. Because they paid a lot of money to buy the WWE content and network.
I'd love to see.
They can put the luge on the actual TV and throw.
I'd love to see him do it to Vince, though.
Yeah, but they won't. They won't because they spent money. They spent so much money on buying the content that they have to air them. And they've probably spent more for WWE than they did for the Olympic rights to air the Olympics.
We almost get WWE on the Olympics. Could you see the stage looks like the old SmackDown stage? I'm just waiting for like Roman or something to like come
out, right? That would be funny.
You too, huh?
Cha-ching.
You too, huh?
See him come out on like the ski jump or something. That would be pretty good. I'd love to see that. All right, with that, we're going to step aside
Bobsledding.
for our first one. Well, listen, they have the use of, you add Naomi to the line, right? The bloodline. You got your 4-man bobsled team right there, the bloodline bobsled team. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. Call us. Thank you very much. Call us after
They
the
just go
break.
down the whole course going like this.
And they're not testing the wind either by doing that.
They'll be standing up in the bobsled the whole way down.
Right. We'll be right back. Thoughts Count Anywhere. Join us right after the break.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anyone? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
Three-man.
Well, until Xavier comes.
The two-man bobsled would be the Young Bucks.
How about the 4 horsewomen? They should be in a bobsled team. I don't know if they have women's bobsled, but
They'd be fighting over who would be the first person in the bobsled.
Yeah,
well,
they
then there you
do.
go. Then a death match breaks out. Winner gets a front of the bobsled. You can tell folks what our conversation was during the break, because we came up even something better. What did we came up with the use? Oh, curling. The bloodline doing curling,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And
then
Roman.
the damn thing stopping in the middle, and Roman's hollering,
Lights,
"Get the hell
right.
down there!"
And then the lights go out, and the Undertaker appears, and all of a sudden the curling brick is in the
I can
middle.
see the two Usos with the little broom things and Roman just following it. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me.
Roman
I am
talking-
your sweeper. Oh my
Or the
God.
Undertaker just pushes it and all of a sudden the lights go out and it comes back and it's right dead in the center.
And Bray Wyatt's on the other end waiting for it as a fiend. How about that?
And he's saying, "Let me in."
Let me in. Oh, let me into the center. Oh, I love that tie right there. That is very good. I like that right there. That's good.
Hello, my name is Paul Heyman.
Put Heyman on commentary for all of this.
And I won an Olympic gold medal.
My God. Who would you like to see in the Olympics? What faction, what wrestlers doing what? That's a lot of fun. It's a fun conversation. We've really entertained ourselves during the commercials. I'll tell you that much. Good stuff.
We are our own best audience.
We are, absolutely. This will appear in my next book. What did we come up with? Stories behind the mic?
Stories behind the
Things
mic.
that, it always happens, folks. If, when you see shows live or cameras or radio shows, whenever those shows go on break, especially radio shows, and the mics are off, people behind the set that can kind of drop their hair a little bit. And some of the craziest conversations go on, not on the mic. Because you can say things to make people laugh that you're not sure would offend people out there if you said them live. So we had this during that whole commercial break. We're sitting there talking about what wrestling personalities we can put into the Olympics and why and what their catchphrases are. And you can see we were kind of going nuts. So I'd love your feedback. We'd love your feedback. Who from today's wrestling world would you like to see in the Winter Olympics doing what?
But the best
Ms.
medicine,
Maurice in the figure skating Paris
the
competition.
best medicine.
Yes.
Laughter.
As laughter, absolutely. All right. Phew.
Sami Zayn try to figure skate would be freaking hilarious.
Right. And the fact he has no skates on is a conspiracy, right? It's a
Just say when
conspiracy.
he falls, you just say a conspiracy,
That's
and
right. Oh,
the Russians are after him.
Hey, could you see the judges holding up the card?
Yeah.
0.0
for Zayn. What do you mean 0.0? Don't you know who I am? All
Tries
right.
to haluva kick somebody off the ice.
All the judges are the Russian judges.
Doing the luva kick with a skate on. Now that would hurt. That
A little
would hurt.
bit.
All right, let's move on somehow. Not that we can continue this. This is still a lot of fun. We can do it in between. WWE report. Vince McMahon is very interested in reuniting the New Day now that Big A's main event run is over, and he believes a top babyface should stand alone. Okay, so now they're not allowed to be called the New Day. Did
Not
you see
until
this?
Xavier Woods comes back.
Correct. Right now they're just simply Big E and Kofi Kingston. That's the direction coming from the top, Vince McMahon. He loves the New Day. He loves the excitement and the energy they bring, which is why he's been very interested in bringing the unit back together and what they did. But I don't know. I think it's I would love to see Xavier Woods get a singles championship because he's almost like Heath Ledger was When you look at Drew McIntyre and you look at Jinder Mahal, they've had the belt.
Slater?
Heath Slater. Sorry. Heath Slater didn't get that
The
belt.
Joker really didn't get a title.
No, I know he did. Well, he got a title. He didn't. He get an Oscar nomination. But anyway,
I want to ask the honest question.
Okay.
Did Big E really get a title?
No.
run?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, totally
No.
not.
So
Neither did Kofi.
And my thought, don't bring the New Day back. Put the belt back on Big E and let him have his run.
Absolutely. I mean, Kofi's been a champ. He didn't have, it was great at WrestleMania and all that stuff, but he didn't have much of a run.
Exactly.
You look at Big E, and then, of course, look, Xavier Woods has not had a championship belt singles. He's had
the
the
king
tag.
of the ring.
Well, I know he's king of the ring, but doesn't have the gold. He doesn't have the gold.
True.
So, in a way, Xavier Woods from that position only is like Keith was, the only member of that faction that has not won a major singles title. So, I think they're doing them all a disservice. When you think about what Big E's run was not long, should have been longer and better.
Yes.
Kofi Kingston, we can throw Bianca Belair into that.
Thank you.
During my interview yesterday that I did, and I'll talk about that in a little bit with Mike Rand, he asked me, what happened to this? We talk about it on the show, the 30-day rematch clause. That was a staple years ago. 30 days, you have an opportunity to invoke your rematch clause. Now,
No more
it's a
rematch
joke.
clauses.
No more. Absolutely.
If you face Brock Lesnar, there's no such thing.
Exactly.
Or if you're Goldberg, you can cash in your Goldberg in the case.
And that's always there.
Yeah.
William Hudson says bobsledding with a broken frickin' neck with Kurt Angle.
I just had a thought. We could have Cool Runnings 2
Yep.
with the family.
Cool Runnings 2 with the family. That could work.
Roman,
Yep.
the Usos,
Yeah.
and Naomi.
Didn't we say that before?
Yeah, but we didn't talk about Cool Runnings 2.
No, not as a movie. Yes, that would be good as a movie.
Yeah.
Listen, Cool Runnings 1.
Hey, he's finally eating the donut.
Wow.
About time.
You want to put yourself on camera so people can
He's
see?
just
Oh,
trying,
he's
just
taunting
toying
you.
me.
He's taunting you.
toying me.
Hey, don't even worry about it.
Don't get that old jelly all over the
I'll
place.
just grab the damn
Create
box.
sticky fingers.
I'll grab the
That's what
box
she
and
said.
bring it up here.
Just like American Pie. Remember that scene in American Pie?
Oh, Jesus.
Where the apple pie is on the kitchen counter and he practices in the pie. Do you guys remember that scene? American Pie, the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, that's what that kind of looked like. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, folks.
You're kind of calling yourself out if you can do it in a donut.
If he could fit it in a donut, God bless him.
He's showing his junk.
And now,
Hey,
and now we
showing-
lost our producer.
He's showing his junk.
There goes Aaron for the rest of the show.
He gets over trying to brag, and everyone's like, "What's that little hole there for?"
Insert A into slot B. That's how it works, folks.
That was my one. That was my one for the year.
That was very good. Yes, that was very good. Now with the tears laughing in his face, he's not going to be able to push a right button for the rest of the show. Okay, we're a couple of minutes away. I'm giving him a heads up here so he can find the right button from the rant. The rant will be coming here in a few minutes by Chief. I have no idea if he's got anything ready or not.
I don't.
Hey, so that's okay.
It'll be off the hook.
Yeah, that's okay.
There's an
That's-
article on this run sheet specifically for Chief
Oh,
that
my
could turn
goodness.
into a rant.
Which one is that? Because I haven't looked.
RVD said in an interview that he believes current pro wrestling lacks old school fundamentals.
Oh, there. Well, yep. That's not a bad one. All right. So Wiley's looking that up. I don't even remember what we were talking about. So let's go down to the next item. WWE looking for major attraction for WrestleMania to replace Shane McMahon. Do you consider Shane a major attraction? I'll answer that question and say
God,
no.
no.
I'll say he's not. Is this a work? That's what I want to ask. Is this all a work right now with what? I mean, because he was fired and released right away.
Didn't I? See,
Nobody gets fired that quickly. Nobody.
Didn't I see something that said that Shane should start a third company?
Yep, he should start up his own company. I saw that as well.
So here's the retort to you.
Okay,
Is it a work?
that's my question. I don't know.
think it's a suspension so that he stays away and he doesn't get involved, especially coming with WrestleMania season, because ever since we've seen Shane McMahon back, we've gotten like the annual Shane McMahon WrestleMania match.
Correct.
And it's overdone.
Correct.
So I think I speak for everyone here. we can live without seeing a Shane McMahon match for 1 year.
If
Or forever for that point. I'm
If
done.
Or forever, yeah.
If I understand right, and I haven't verified this, I guess Shane O'Mac has run a couple companies into the ground before. So I don't see him really opening up another wrestling company to compete against his dad and Tony Khan. I don't know. Maybe he's got enough money to do it, or he knows how to financially come up with the capital. Could him and his sister put their inheritance together from their grandmother and grandfather to start up a company? That's a possibility, I guess.
I mean, his name has even come up being connected with AEW.
Could you
showing up
imagine Tony Khan signing a McMahon?
No.
No.
Well, the WWE signed a con.
That is the
didn't they?
last thing Tony Khan would do.
The only thing
True.
I could see, and I'm being serious on this one, is Shane O'Mac and Stephanie buying AEW out, like
Shane did.
supposedly, with WCW. Yeah.
I can't see any level of money
No.
that they would have to be able to pry that company away from Tony Khan.
No, that ain't happening.
He enjoys wrestling too much.
If his secret cousin is really
Running
wanting
the
to
company.
sell WWE, I can see Tony Khan legit
Buying
buying
WWE.
WWE.
Yeah, I see that more as a possibility than the other way.
Hey, for our producer over there that puts his finger in his donut, the wrestlers today are the McGuire twins. McGuire twins.
Brandon says in the comments in the chat room, what if a McMahon would show up on AEW? Just think of the ratings. Would be huge, no question, just for the
Absolutely.
curiosity of it. But to me, I would think that would be suicide on somebody's part. McMahon. I mean, we know if there is an issue, I don't know. I just don't see it.
I don't think he's actually fired. There's like people in that locker room have done some dumb crap,
Yeah.
and they're still there. I don't see Vince firing his own son over some nonsense of the Royal Rumble, but it is Vince, so who knows?
We think we talk about the McMahons. We talk about the McMahons. What would it be interesting if Triple H showed up on AEW?
Yeah, his name came up too last week.
Because technically, is he under contract to WWE?
I don't know.
As a performer,
He might have a performance contract.
yeah, but he's still an executive of something, isn't he? Isn't he still? He has no major title. Then why would he have been invited to go to that building of the office that day with the rest of the officials that they had?
Because his last name's McMahon.
What?
And his father-daughter bring your kid to work day, I guess, maybe?
Repeat your question again. I didn't hear it, sir.
If he's not an officer, if he's not a muckety-muck in the company anymore,
Right.
and he just has a performance contract, which is a separate issue.
Correct.
If he is not a muckety-muck with the company, why was he with the rest of the crew a couple of months back after his first sighting when he had the heart issue, when they were taking a tour of the construction of the new building? Why would he have been there? Would that have just been a publicity
Oh, you're
stunt
talking about
for-
Triple H or
Triple
Shane?
H. No,
Triple H is still like the executive.
Oh, that's what
He's
I'm
still the
asking.
vice president of talent
relations.
and something.
That's what I was saying. Shane, to me, Shane, with his in and out and the uncertainty of what the heck he's doing, I don't know. I still think there's a part of me that still thinks all of this is a work.
Between the fallout of Triple H and them taking all like NXT from him, and if Shane somehow went to AEW, that would make that Thanksgiving dinner the most awkward thing on planet Earth that they would have to record on Peacock.
Now, you talk about a show that would be great for pay-per-view, would be that setting right there if they did that, you know? All right, hey, guess what? We're running a minute or two late. Let's see. What if WWE is working an invasion angle with Shane and some of the released wrestlers? Well, that's interesting. All right, you know what time it is, though? It's that time where everybody just listens in for 3 solid minutes. For this 3 solid minutes of fame the man known as Chief. And it's time now for the Chief's Rant.
Morning, everybody. It is the Chief. My 3 minutes of fame is now 2:58, and the producer flipped me off with his jelly-filled finger. Anyway, I'm going to lead into it. RVD said in an interview that he believes current pro wrestling lacks old-school fundamentals. I don't think they have a blessed idea what old-school fundamentals are, RVD. As I said earlier, they can't even wipe their feet off on the ring apron, and they don't know what a headlock from a wristwatch is. So, how many headlocks do you see today? It's all bump and grind and jump off the top rope, and you go back and you look at some of the old school, and this is, I'm gonna say this. I talked to Kevin Cross many times, and Kevin's been in the business 8-9 years now, and he always said to me, Chief, I go back and I look at old school wrestling, old films, and I learn from them. And I think this is what the young folk need to do besides getting in the ring, learning how to take bumps. They need to go back. They need to learn how to speak behind a microphone. Brock Lesnar. They need to learn how to talk behind the mic. Bill Goldberg. So, there's old school right there that don't know how to do it either. So, RVD, maybe you should open a training school and actually teach it. And, something else I heard, you got to have creditable schools, when you're teaching. There's a lot of wrestling schools open in the country. And for the wrestlers, I guess they have to go and they have to pick the right one and get educated. Something else I want to talk about. There was a gentleman who showed up on AEW and started wrestling, a release from WWE, Mr. Keith Lee. Congratulations on your marriage to Mia Yim.
Yeah.
But as we were talking, I was fortunate to see Keith out here and wrestled Sami Callihan and Brian Cage in the three-way. And a lot of people, seeing things on the internet, oh, he's overweight, he can't do this, he can't do that. Tell me a 345-pound man that can fly over the top rope and make it look right. He sure as hell can. Now, as I said to a friend of mine, Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, is in AEW. And I hope and I pray that Keith gets or goes up and asks Mark Henry to help him out, health-wise, wrestling-wise. And I'd love to see the championship belt get put on him in AEW. So you know what? Just some food for thought today. That's the Chief's Rant, over and out.
There you go, Chief, covering a couple of topics there. As always, informative. I saw a video clip of Keith Lee's return. I thought it was great. I'm happy for him. I loved him. I love him, his style. A big man at 345 that can move like a guy who's 245. Yep. I'm the one when I saw the video and I started reading some of the comments, in my mind, I put it in our chat room, just a question for conversation for us. Yep. Look, the leapfrog he did, right, initially, coming over the top rope, That's all the power though he's got, but you had to give it to his opponent when he threw that guy literally all the way across the ring, and he had to have been 10 feet in the air. Okay, if he wasn't 10 feet, he wasn't a foot off the ground. So his power's there, and the power's being displayed. I personally, I am a little concerned that weight, though he can move, may catch up with him a little bit with his cardio or something. If he drops 20 pounds, whatever it is, I think he'll be better. But you are 1,000% correct. For a guy that big, he moves like he's he can fly. He's like a guy who's 245.
Crazy.
And he got a great reception by the fans. I was happy to see that.
On the subject.
So hear what I'm saying to you.
Well, he doesn't fly over ropes.
He will someday.
On the subject of Keith Lee
Yes.
match against Isaiah Cassidy.
Yeah.
Little notes. Did you guys notice Matt Hardy? Did you notice his attitude when he went into the stands?
Yeah, he walked away.
He walked away. And then Tony Schiavone on commentary, he said, Matt Hardy is acting erratic.
Well, he wants to bring back that old character.
Does that say anything that Jeff Hardy is already going to be signing with AEW or what?
Who cares?
Yeah, I think in a way that's a foregone conclusion at some point that the Hardy Boys at an indie event or something there or some signing or something they're appearing together.
The Hardys are wrestling in Maryland.
Yeah, I can definitely see like the broken Matt and Willow thing happen in AEW.
And you know the funny thing is, I think people are starting to realize finally that WWE's making mistakes by letting letting some of their wrestlers go.
Oh, it's a lot. A lot.
My concern, we've talked about it on the show numerous times. I'm afraid that AEW, with all the talent that they're signing, whether it's WWE and New Japan, Impact, whatever, I think they're backing themselves into the same corner that WWE is in right now, and that is so much talent and so little time to air it. I mean, to put some of these signed, free agents, we'll just say that, they're not creating the space for some of their possible homegrown talents like Hook, who came up, right? Jade Cargill came up. All of the people, it's been just about 2.5 years that this company has existed. Sammy Guevara, these guys have come up more or less to AEW. I'm afraid they're going to be painting themselves in the same corner in the next year or two because there's a lot more free agents coming up. Current contracts of people at AEW are starting to expire, right? Who do you sign? Who do you not sign? We talked about Jade Cargill earlier. I'm just afraid they're backing themselves up into the same type of corner that WWE was in before they started releasing all this talent.
I think they're kind of putting themselves in a better situation, really, because you have more talent. You can, keep the cream of the crop of, the good people. When they were, first started, they signed literally every person, every friend of a friend. And now that they can, go through these people and be like, should we keep them? Should we keep them? Like Marco Stunt, the little 4-foot tall, annoying kid. Why in God's name was he there to begin with? But he's gone already. Joey Janela and all them, they can go back to the indies because they couldn't catch on to this 2 years later.
You know something I don't understand about AEW. They all talk about Britt Baker and
Adam Cole,
Thunder Rosa, and all of them. They've got one of the best female wrestlers in the world, Serena Deeb, and they don't use her the right way.
And what did we say about a lot of the WWE talent that is no longer with them, that came up from NXT once they made the transition? Our friend Karrion Kross is one huge example, Keith Lee and everybody else. Yep. That's exactly what I'm referring to. There's only so much time that they can put these people on TV with all the talent. They may start not using them in the right way. That's going to hurt them, and I think that's going to be a problem to continue.
Serena Deeb's only so marketable. She doesn't really she's a good wrestler, but she's not a good personality.
No,
she's better backstage to train everybody else.
Okay,
I mean you put her.
She don't need to be in the main event at pay-per-view.
No. You get her in the ring though, and I'll tell you what. Take my money, Britt Baker and Serena Deeb. And I'll tell you what, if it was a real match, Deeb would beat her. No doubt in my mind. Because she's that good of a wrestler.
Do we have, just looking at the info that Aaron put up on the prompter, do we know exactly when Jeff Hardy's free agency date expires or when it starts? Because he just put on there that the date's been revealed, and Matt says never say never to an AEW reunion. March 10th is what? The one in Maryland? Okay, so March 10th is a date that they have. I guess that maybe is the day that they are appearing in Maryland. By the way, if you notice on the bottom of the screen as you're watching, we have our crawl going with some information. Those of you listening on the Go Live Vegas mobile app or on Alexa, we thank you very much for tuning in on those devices as well. GoLive.Vegas, YouTube. Well, YouTube we're having some technical issues with, but we'll get that fixed. Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, etc. All of our shows are archived on ThoughtsCountAnywhere.com. 702-329-6947. Press the number 1. Give us your thoughts on anything wrestling related. Johnny Eugene in the chat room says he still says Moose could beat Roman Reigns. Would you pay money for that match, Matt?
That Moose can beat Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
It'd be a good match, but Roman would take that.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Interesting. I mean, I think it would be fun, given Moose doing that promo that right after he won the belt, mentioning everybody from every company would be interesting. But I was just curious. All right, a couple of quick headlines I just want to kind of clump together here.
March 10th.
Okay, so gotcha. So March 10th is his official start for free agency, so he has a couple more weeks. All right, a couple of things I just want to clump together to mention. Samu Inoue signs a Legends contract. Boogeyman signs a new contract with WWE, and Rok-C offered a WWE contract. So I just wanted to mention that. To me, listen, Boogeyman was what he was at that time. He signs a new contract. What is he going to do? I mean, that didn't do anything for me. Is that a needle mover? I mean,
he can go to NXT and do character development training because he's got that down pretty.
That's for sure.
He's got that down pretty well.
Anybody can eat worms, for sure.
He can teach what's his name, Von Wagner, how to eat worms.
Interesting comment here. Gable Stevenson is doing interviews stating that he already has plans post WWE life. With that being said, do you think he will take WWE seriously if already has plans afterwards? Interesting comment. I didn't see those interviews. I didn't see what the words were that were being said, but that's quite an interesting take if he's already thinking past WWE. Did he mention a timetable when he...
No, he didn't give a timetable. He just said he wants to do UFC and movies after. He said he wants to be the next Rock.
Oh, planning himself after Rock.
I was like, I can see once you're already in WWE, you're planning what to do after the fact. But if you have plans before you even start, are you really going to take WWE that seriously?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yes, Chief, did you have some? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if WWE would hire me.
For?
Because if they just re-signed the Boogeyman,
Yep.
the Boogeyman's 57 years old.
Right.
So I wonder if they'd hire me.
There's going to be a lot of, God damn it, Chief, that was in 1942.
When he watched it on
We watched that on the radio with my dad.
So
if that will
Call
happen,
in on the phones because the chief said so.
See, he even said that without moving his mouth. That's how good he is. What could they have signed the Boogeyman for?
I'm just saying,
As a trainer?
He's 57 years old.
Okay, he's my age.
So why the hell don't they sign us?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
sign us.
I think Matt had the right idea.
Okay.
Character development. I totally agree with that. Totally.
Okay.
I could see that. There's some wild characters in NXT now that
what's
my mind.
What's the guy that has the cheering section in the audience? He comes in. He's got the shirt. Some university or something. I forget his name now. That's a pretty good character.
We'll work on that.
What do you think of that girl that comes out in the onesie and half of the moves she falls asleep? That's probably the dumbest thing I've seen on television in a hot minute.
Isn't that your girlfriend?
Hell no.
What's her name? Mandy Rose?
Alexa Bliss?
Mandy Rose.
All right, with that, while they try to figure all that stuff out, we're going to step aside for our next break before we get to the top of the hour here. Yeah. We only have 10 more minutes before hour one is in the book, so here's our spots. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
one.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere as we begin starting to wrap up hour number one. 702-329-6947. Press the number 1 to come join us in the live studio with your thoughts, comments, questions, queries, innuendos, pseudonyms, homonyms, sing a hymn. I don't care. All right, we come back with a picture. There it is, Chief. There's your guys right there. Holy shamoles.
The world's largest wrestling tag team, 1,300 pounds. There they are.
If that's not a Weight Watchers commercial before picture, I don't know what the hell is.
Hey, you have to admit one thing.
That's a huge bitch.
I am diversified on my wrestlers.
Yes, you certainly. 1,300 pounds.
1,300 pounds.
650 each.
Billy and Ben.
When did they wrestle?
Back in the 70s and
Really?
80s. Yeah.
I've never seen them.
AWA and Mid-Atlantic.
Wow. Some big
In the
dudes.
buffet division.
Hey, let me tell you what.
Where's the beef?
Don't send them to catering.
I
that much.
seen them wrestle. I seen them wrestle in a triple, 6-man.
Right.
And it was just them.
Their third partner. No, their third partner was Haystacks.
No,
Calhoun.
see that would make sense.
Yes.
Haystacks, and he was the lightest of them all, wasn't he?
Haystacks was the lightest.
Wow, that ring had to have been super reinforced.
Hey,
I was going to say, what they wrestle on, like a semi-truck?
hey.
Oh my God.
Flatbed?
Let's see. Haystacks was a good 400 himself, wasn't he?
Haystacks was 6.
6 also?
Oh yeah.
Almost 2,000 pounds.
I can just see them on one apron and the whole ring's like this.
Do you know where Haystacks was from?
I do not.
Morgan's Corner, Arkansas.
Okay. He always wore the horseshoe around his neck. Jeez, I remember Haystacks. My goodness.
Hey, he was a good wrestler, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back. One item I want to get to here. Hopefully we can finish it up before we go to top of the break.
Where are we at?
Seth Rollins was interviewed during a show the other day, and I thought his answers were quite interesting. Just like we ask our guests about their Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, and he broke it up into 2 groups. His first Mount Rushmore was the moneymaker wrestlers before he got into the in-ring, and I thought no one's really ever done that before, and I thought that was an interesting take. So his Mount Rushmore of the moneymakers, Cena, Austin, Rock, and Hogan. I thought he was dead on with those 4 for that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right? Is there anybody from a money-making person that might have been missed as far as a Mount Rushmore? Who?
Flair.
Okay.
Dusty.
I would add Randy Savage.
Okay. That's not bad. There's a part of me, most of me agrees with what you just said with Flair and Dusty, but given the time that they wrestled, where it was more territorial versus now where it's more national as one major territory, if we categorize maybe a different Mount Rushmore of 4 prior to the common era of moneymakers, I would agree with you. But I think these 4 You put any one of them up against, let's say, Flair as a discussion, I would think they'd be drawing more money than Flair would.
You couldn't take any one of those 4 off and put anybody else on.
You look befuddled. Did I befuddle you?
No, I just disagree with you.
That's okay.
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 And
You can only make so much money in Charlotte, North Carolina, compared to the entire United States.
Well, you see, son, if you were to do your history, Mr. Flair's wrestled around the world. So
He did.
So he just hasn't wrestled in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I know.
Jennifer McCord asks, and it's a great question, are they still living? And yes, they all are with the
All
names
are.
except for Dusty Rhodes
And Randy Savage.
and Randy Savage. Ric Flair, actually. What's that?
She was referring to the fat dudes.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, Jennifer. If you're referring to the 1,600-pound tag teams, I'm going to guess probably not. Only because if they carried that weight, I can't see that being a healthy thing for them.
I'm not sure on that one.
But actually,
Not sure on
Aaron
that
can look that
question.
up back on Google. All right. So that was his moneymaker. Now, he then broke it up into a Mount Rushmore of ring performers, which I thought was interesting. And he included Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and Bryan Danielson. Gentlemen?
Oh,
That's another one you can't really argue with.
And one thing that makes those 4 interesting, they're all built the same and they all pretty much have almost the same style.
If you're talking wrestling today,
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with this list.
Okay.
Okay. But I want to add one person,
Okay.
and that's Mil Mascaras.
I agree to that.
Because these guys are wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Mascaras was a wrestler, but also Mascaras was a huge movie
In Mexico.
in Mexico.
Yeah, he was a movie star there.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you what. He can go with any of them.
See, I growing up, when I started watching wrestling, Mil Mascaras, not that he was at the end of his career, but he was certainly on the backside of his wrestling career. But I loved watching him. I loved his mask.
And that's fine. Again, I'm going to
Yeah,
say,
no, yeah.
if Mr. Rollins is talking about, which he is,
Mm-hmm.
current wrestlers from 80 forward, okay?
But that's his Mount Rushmore, sure.
Okay. And I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. But there are just as many quality wrestlers from the 80 backwards that I could put up on a Rushmore. And if you
That would be another
and
topic.
if
That would
you-
be another
and
Mount
if you-
Rushmore.
And if you talk to old-time wrestling fans, they would probably agree with me and agree with this list also. So
It don't matter how good wrestlers are nowadays. Chief will never put somebody before 1980 on any list ever.
We have information, courtesy.
that's why
He's
we-
going to wait till Cross is like 60 to even acknowledge how good he is.
That's why you have me on the show.
I know.
Is so that I can lend my expertise.
Speaking of which, here's some follow-up information regarding the McGuire twins. They were billed as the world's heaviest twins. Combined weight, according to the information Aaron brought up, a little different than that picture. That's okay. Was 1,468 pounds. Billy McCrary died on July 14th, 1979 at the age of 32 following a motorcycle accident in Niagara Falls. First of all, where did he find a bike big enough? En route to a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. Little
What kind
irony
of
there.
freaking suspension was on that goddamn motorcycle?
His brother Benny lived for 21 more years until his death at age 54 on March 26, 2001, of course, of heart failure. So,
You know, you stop and think about it, and you look at the fellas, and you wonder how they could move in the ring. But then you stop and think about it, and you look at Andre the Giant, and I think Andre passed away in his 40s, if I remember right.
I will also add Andre the Giant as a draw to Seth on that Mount Rushmore of
As
drawing
a
money.
moneymaker, yeah.
Moneymaker.
yes. But again, I think that I agree with what Chief is saying, but that I think pre-1980 would be a different Mount Rushmore conversation than what Seth was doing. So granted, Seth's age and everything, you're looking at people, yes, the modern era from 80 forward where Hogan created the entertainment side of wrestling with WWE, Cyndi Lauper, and all that stuff. I think the Mount Rushmore question pre-80 of these categories, many of the people that we're talking about could certainly go on to that discussion.
And that's why you have me on this show.
That's right.
Is
That's
to
right.
keep it diversified.
That's right. You're welcome, Jennifer, for the information. John Johnson, that's because Chief makes his point strongly in his delivery method. That's why he does it the way he does it. All right, we're at the end of hour number 1. Oh, I just did. Oh, Tony Khan.
What did he say?
Okay, so he comments. What's his comment? No, you didn't put it on there. Have that ready for when we come back. Hour number 1's in the books. Hour number 2 will start when we come back. We're going to switch over to AEW, Impact, and some
He's like
other
breaking. Here's a very vague article.
from 1970. We'll be right back.
On the radio.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right. Hour number 2 of Thoughts Count Anywhere is underway. Aaron Phillips, the Chief, Matt Mullen, and our special in-studio guest, Desert Shark. I was going to say Dark Shark. Desert Shark.
Desert
No,
Shark.
Dark Shark is from that new Jackass movie.
Oh, so what is?
Yeah.
Jeez, I still am pissed. I'm still pissed at Johnny Knoxville being in the Royal Rumble. But anyway,
And to Mr. John Johnson, if you have any questions about how I talk slowly or whatever, pick the damn phone number. Pick the phone up and give us a call here in the studio, and you and I can have a discussion about it, sir, right on the air.
numbers on the
Call in
screens.
on the phones because the chief said so.
Notice the ones that always talk crap are always the ones that never have their face on their Facebook profile.
That's true. He's got, well, maybe his avatar picture is really him. I don't know. 702-329-6947. Press 1 to come into the studio, 1-855-502-4321. Also press 1 if you're outside the United States. As you see, post comments into the chat room. They'll pop up on the screen. We can see them there as well for us to address. Also Twitter. Use hashtag Thoughts Count Anywhere. That would be cool. You're welcome, Jennifer, for the information about the brothers. Pretty cool stuff to know. All right, so here's the rest of that story. Tony Khan comments on the possibility of Shane McMahon working with AEW. Quote, I'd certainly take the call. I'm sure he'd be an interesting person to talk to about wrestling. I'm not sure exactly if he'd be a fit. I've not heard from him, and I don't expect to hear from him. But in this business, you never say no, end quote.
You know who was another draw? Jim Cornette.
Did people go to wrestling matches, though, to see Jim Cornette come
Oh,
out as a
hell yeah.
manager?
Oh,
I'm
hell
asking
yeah.
because,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But again,
He ain't no Stone Cold Steve
For
Austin.
corny?
But I think those guys, again, for a different type of Mount Rushmore and their activity, I think that's something we should talk about.
Exactly.
Okay, so he mentions Jay White in the article appearing the other night. Keith's debut is incredible. He says, this is Tony Khan again. about Keith Lee. So a lot of good stuff. Listen, I expect Keith Lee. I agree with what you said earlier, Chief. If they don't make him a champion at some point relatively quickly, even on Busted Open this morning, Mark Henry was saying give it 4 or 5 months before we see him in that picture.
Yes.
And I think based on what we saw the other night, they're obviously building him to be a monster. You know, a monster guy. I mean, he's that big. He doesn't really need a push to be seen as a crusher. But obviously that's what they were doing in that match
I
last
think
night.
him and Wardlow would have a good match.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh, man. Absolutely.
Hell yes.
Your thoughts, Matt?
I'd like to see that.
Take your money?
Take
Turn
my
it on
money.
I'll turn it on TBS. I don't know about take my money to see it, but
Oh, hell yeah.
Take
put it
my
on Double
money.
or Nothing. You can take my money to be at the MGM to watch almost anything.
You read my mind.
All right, let's go into some of the AEW and indie stuff before we jump back to anything from WWE that we'd like to go back to. I want to give everybody equal time here. Adam Page versus Adam Cole for the AEW Championship will most likely be the main event for Revolution.
That's one of those shut up and take my money matches.
Adam Page and Adam Cole.
I bet you Adam wins
Turn
it.
the page.
Turn the page.
Yeah, bad.
I got my money on Adam.
Yeah, I would take that. I would see that money too. I'd make that bet too. Absolutely. You can't even say the one with 4 letters in their last name because they both have that too. So
I would hope that they keep the belt. Cole's gonna get his due, but I hope that the belt stays on Page for a while because he's been with the company from the start.
and he chased Omega for 2 years, so to speak. They had that storyline almost from the beginning of the inception of AEW. That storytelling.
Yeah.
And speaking, where is Mr. Omega? Is he on vacation or
He's still
something?
recovering
Injured
from
or
Still
surgery.
recovering from. He had like 3 surgeries.
Oh, that's why he was looking so bad.
Go ahead, Shark.
Yeah.
I
got you.
the main key for this is that Adam Page. I hate to spoil everybody, but Adam Page will win, and we will see MJF win the title at Double or Nothing, guaranteed.
Okay.
You can even stamp on that, and if I was wrong, you guys can come back to this episode, and you guys can rub it up to my face.
We'll clip it and we will hold this up until
That's right.
like May.
I have to get serious here for about 30 seconds. John Johnson, we greatly appreciate your participation in the chat room, and your opinions and thoughts about the world of professional wrestling is greatly noted and appreciated. This is the first time that I've noticed you in our chat room. However, we do ask for respect on this show. We may bite at each other and question each other's knowledge. We do it for fun, but we know what we're talking about here to some degree and what our experiences are. However, you know, saying some of the things that you got going on in the chat room about one of the hosts here, not cool. Call us if you have that feeling and you want to take it out direct on any one of our hosts. Please do so. 702-329-6947. Press 1. And we're an equal opportunity offender. We have no problem talking with people who have issues with wrestling notes. However, if you don't like one of the hosts, that's okay. You can turn the volume off and listen to the other folks. Talking smack like that, although I hope it's tongue-in-cheek, is not appreciated. We like fun. We like to laugh. But, sir, I have the power to block you and not to have you be part of our show, and I really don't want to do that because we really value all of our viewers and the folks that enjoy our show. So with that, I will get back on track here.
Just like the people of Fremont. If you have any balls, step up.
That's right. That's right. Keyboard warriors. Now, let's go to something here on the prompter. We're talking about lists. Hulk Hogan recently in an interview names the top 3 greatest wrestlers ever. And I know this is going to get Chief going again. And he was saying this while partying with Ric Flair. Okay? So it's on the screen. It's on the prompter back here. So don't close the screen all the way out. So it's up here. Number 1, Ric Flair. Number 2, he puts himself there. And number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin as his top 3 greatest wrestlers ever. Okay, John, I grade it. I appreciate your reply there. It's good to know that you meant it in humor and tongue-in-cheek. That's fine. However, just, we don't know who you are. We're not sure who you connected to. We appreciate you following us. We don't know you. That's okay. I'm glad you're enjoying the show, and I'm glad you appreciate the banter and creating a little heat. That's fine. Just remember, as long as we know it's with respectful taste and light and humor, we're okay with that because nobody disrespects the Chief. Not even us. Well, at least on camera. When we're off camera, disrespect him is a whole nother story. But on camera, we don't.
Hey, John.
Thank you very much.
John, let me clue you in on
And we
something.
love you, John, for watching. Okay?
Absolutely.
Totally.
Please keep watching. But you have to understand one thing. If you're not here in Las Vegas, we have a big, huge wrestling family out here. And they give me a bunch of shit on this show. I expect it because I am the old guy. But that doesn't mean...
First step to recovery.
Exactly.
That's the old guy.
Exactly. That doesn't mean that I still can't move.
That is true.
And I have been known to get into a wrestling ring.
I've seen it.
And I know how to handle a kendo stick.
Yes, you do.
also.
Ask Duke.
Yeah.
Getting
Where's
people
Duke
in the
at?
shins with the best of them.
Duke was in the chat room early on. I don't know if he's traveling.
He
or
might
not,
be
but
traveling
yeah,
over to Cali.
Absolutely.
Hey, there goes the producer to get coffee and another donut that he's going to stick his finger in.
We haven't
All
talked to him
right.
about his breakfast lately. Anyway, it's a donut, obviously.
Go back to having some cereal.
Yeah, it's better for you.
Oh shit! Oh, Shane jumps in with a little protection there, and I won't repeat it. You guys can read it in the chat room; it'll pop up. But Shane definitely, you can bring it up. Right? Okay, let's move on from that. Our buddy Killer Cross,
My man,
was
Kevin.
Here, he was here last weekend at FSW, right?
Yeah.
He is returning to MLW on February 26th. Good morning, Sean. We love you, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
Don't worry about it, Sean. This whole show has been a little bit of, not a shit show, but we've been all over the place with technical issues and putting wrestlers into Olympic events and factions and everything. Anyway, where was I going? Oh, Killer Cross will be at MLW February 26th at Super Fight.
Some black car appeared.
Oh,
TikTok.
I saw the vignette. Yeah, I saw the vignette. Listen,
Talk to me.
I don't want you to divulge anything that can't be, but is he playing more of the indie role right now and just kind of going into different areas rather than signing a contract with one organization?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's taking advantage of.
He's enjoying himself. He wants to. Him and Scarlett want to travel.
Right.
They want to get out to the general public, so that they can be seen again by
The fans.
the wrestling fans.
Well, I'm going to send a shout out to him and Scarlett. I've had the pleasure of interviewing him in studio a couple of times over my career, and unfortunately, when he was in town last week wrestling for FSW, I had another event that I was working, and I would have loved the opportunity to say hello. But I do want to say straight up, thank you for signing my action figure. I haven't even. Chief has given it back to me, but I haven't even opened the bag yet.
He will. He told me last week when I talked to him, and I asked him, he will come on the show.
Oh, great. Okay.
But when he comes on the
Giggity.
show, we ain't telling no one he's coming.
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
It's going
Yes,
to be
we
a
are.
surprise,
In studio or on video?
a video.
Okay, that's fine.
Because he's going to
Be all
travel.
over.
You
Okay.
know, the one thing I wanted
We'll
to,
take it.
Absolutely. The one thing I wanted to bring up, though, is New Japan having trouble right now with wrestling because Jay White's back in country. Some of our mutual friends that we know that we've had on the show here cannot get work visas to go over.
Okay.
I talked to Kevin about that last week. I asked him, I said, any possibility going to New Japan? He said, work visas. So
Really?
I'm just wondering if New Japan's having some trouble right now.
There's
With
a lot of places overseas that are having like lockdowns like we did in like 2020. Jesus Christ.
She's fired up, man. This,
Moving the whole set up here.
this guy fired me up. You don't know.
They still have like 2020 restrictions. Like some places are still on like lockdown.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of bad news about what's going on in Japan. And it's really hurting New Japan Pro Wrestling. And it's not just COVID related, it's also what you guys said earlier, work visa related.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it must be by country because WWE's getting ready to go to
Saudi
Europe.
Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
And they will soon go back to Europe.
Continue on, sir.
Interesting. Well, now that a lot of the mask mandates have been lifted, at least across the country,
Also,
things will change.
side note, GCW will be going to Europe.
Okay.
I forgot the date, but they will be going to Europe for a show there, which I'm pretty sure there's a lot of UK fans that are very excited for that.
Aren't
Good.
we? Aren't Aren't they coming to Texas?
They are. They're going to Texas for their WrestleMania for the Collective, which is like 3 days of all wrestling.
And they're supposed to. There's a possibility some of our wrestlers from out here are going to be on the show also.
Yes, I do know some of the wrestlers. I will not name them, but
please don't.
I will. I do know a lot of the wrestlers here in Vegas that are going to Texas for WrestleMania weekend, which I am very happy for them. I am very excited to see them on Fight TV, and this is all I have to say for them. For those of you that are going to Texas on WrestleMania weekend, have some fun, stay safe, and please show your work. Show your work and know who the hell you are and where you come from.
Yep. And my favorite girl right now, Maserati.
Eva Marie.
Maserati. She's down in Florida
Eva
wrestling.
Marie, stop lying.
Fucking hubcap. Hubcap. Hey, man.
I'll help you.
Drink your damn blue juice, purple juice, or whatever.
Next topic.
What the hell is this?
Keith Lee was paying homage to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, naming the move that he threw Cassidy clear across the ring the Uncle, what is that, Uncle Five Deal? What is it?
Uncle Phil.
Well, that's not the way you have it. What is that in there? Look at the way what you typed there. I thought it was some like fraternity.
That's my brother, man.
What's BIE?
Oh, that's the Uncle Phil Bill, I think it's called. What do you call it?
Okay, Uncle Phil Bill. Okay. That was a fun show. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, yeah.
The connection between Will and Uncle Phil was just tremendous. They were a great duo together. Unfortunately, Uncle Phil passed away a couple of years back.
Yeah, I saw when they did like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air thing, they aired like this like reunion for or like the video for James Avery,
Right.
Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Exactly. Exactly. That's actually
Damn allergies.
That's right.
You know, Cassidy, though, he really sold that move.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, if he wasn't 10 feet in the air,
He sold that.
he had to be 10.
Yeah.
Down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Great. Now we're gonna
This
get
White People
shit.
Dancing was sponsored by
Hey.
Medication.com. Get yours now and
Damn,
help.
by AARP.
I need some Ben Gay now. Shit.
Holy crap. I couldn't feel myself move. I got 2 less nerves, so I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
At least you kicked that foot out of the grave.
Yes.
That's right. At least you were able to get your foot out of the grave for that. But anyway,
Do you know where the Prince of Bel-Air was originally from?
Philadelphia.
Okay, just
Yep,
checking.
of course.
Just checking.
I
West
know.
Philadelphia.
He went to
It's
Geno's.
right in the song.
He
What's
went
that?
to Geno's.
Yes, I did see that as well.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
He liked good cheesesteaks.
Jay White of the Bullet Club appeared on Dynamite, which we talked about earlier. Dynamite beat Raw in the key demo with the help of the Olympics and the Raw being on Sci-Fi this past week.
Hey, so with Jay coming back, right? Is he going? I heard he's going to go after Adam Cole.
That'd be cool.
Weren't they both in the Bullet Club at the same time?
I don't
Jay
think
White?
they were into the same time. I think like he took over once Adam Cole left.
But that's what I've heard is he's going to go after Adam Cole.
Good.
Okay,
That
there you
made
go.
great television.
We could see like since Omega's hurt, I can see like Jay White and the Young Bucks versus the Undisputed Era possibly happening.
Well, we're also probably going to see them in a blood and guts match with Kenny and the Young Bucks versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon
Yeah.
in blood and guts. Hopefully by Double or Nothing. I don't know. Maybe.
Sign me up.
Take my money.
702-329-6947. Press 1. As we're doing the show, I'm able to see a monitor across from me here. And one of the biggest stories that's now coming up over Super Bowl weekend is this trucker blockage up in Canada where they're blocking trucks because of
Blame
right
Canada.
COVID mandates, whatever it is. That this was a big strike. They were blocking the gates to come over to the United States, Detroit, Ontario, and now somebody said something going into California over this week, coming down the West Coast.
Seattle.
See, down into Seattle. So with these, and with the side point that somebody made during one of the breaks about all that happening up there, the jobs that are not being able to be filled because of these truckers not coming in to do, to deliver the goods, and the people at the docks just waiting, and they're not able to work. And I don't know. It just seems to be, let's find a cause and have a strike. So I don't know.
It'd be the first time in history the Canadian border would actually be protected.
Even more protected than Mexico.
All right. On that note, before Aaron throws something at Matt, we're going to step aside for our break here. Our
I haven't
first
given
break.
you your money yet. I dare you.
Hour number 2. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. I think we went off the rail about an hour and a half ago, but that's okay. That's what the show's all about. Matt, Chief, Desert Shark, Aaron, we'll be right back.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. It's the time of the show where I got to stand a little bit so that things don't get on my nerves.
I'm still looking
Get
at
a
this.
leg up on the situation.
I'm getting a leg up on the
I'm
situation.
still looking at Hulk Hogan names top 3 greatest wrestlers ever.
While partying with Ric Flair, he gave this out, by the way.
Himself, Ric Flair, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, but he put himself at number 2 in between Ric Flair and Stone Cold.
Where's Andre?
He's
Wow.
Thank you, Captain
That's
Obvious.
harsh, Mr. Producer.
That was harsh.
That was harsh.
You better have another donut, man.
All right.
Go
Next-
stick your finger in it.
Which,
Or your nose. One of the
Use my
two.
finger, I swear.
can you pass him the hand lotion, please? Anyway, Ryback trended on Twitter as fans hoped he wouldn't debut on AEW. Does anybody really care about Ryback anymore?
He trends for all the wrong reasons
Right?
ever.
Do you see how much he charges for an autograph?
I did not.
$55 for a freaking autograph.
You're fucking joking, are you? Are you
Hell
kidding
no,
me?
I'm
What?
not joking. $55. Well, don't start.
No, it
beeping
wasn't on
me
you.
Now.
It wasn't on you. That was on Desert
Don't
Shark.
start beeping now.
Our delay button's delayed.
10:24 in the morning. Do not beep me
We have a
out.
delay button for the delay button.
Oh, delay his ass. $55. Can you believe that shit?
Not after it has a jelly donut. Anyway,
Stick it up your nose with a rubber hose.
oh, there we go. Welcome
There we
back,
go.
Connor. Oh my
Welcome
goodness.
back. You're not
So
gonna,
why
you're
is
not
it-
going to play it? You play. You
Sean says Hogan's opinions are just as valid as Mr. Johnson's. Oh my gosh.
my brother from another mother.
We love you, Sean.
All right. So, do we care that Ryback? I mean, really?
No, I'd
Okay.
rather have
The
Damien.
funniest thing
I'd
I
ra-
saw on Twitter was when he did a poll of where do you want where do you want me to go? WWE, AEW, the Indies, or retire?
Somebody put hell.
And it was like 92% retire.
Well,
And he was
did
like,
it
oh, I
he
was
did it
hacked,
twice.
so he did it again.
Doesn't
and
Ry-
it was even more retired.
doesn't Ryback live in Vegas somewhere?
And he
Yes,
don't freaking respond to emails either, so screw him.
I'd rather
With
have
our great support for him, would he come on the show?
I'd rather have an autograph of Damian Drake myself. To hell with Ryback.
Oh, hey, speaking of which,
Talk to me.
speaking of, did you see the banter back and forth between our good friend Thomas Burnett and Brett? Your buddy
Brett the Threat?
Brett the Threat. The two of you. Did you see that?
I volunteered.
What was that about?
I volunteered to referee the match.
Out of all the people in this town you can challenge, you really want to challenge Thomas Burnett.
Yeah, I mean, and you offered to ref it. I offered to do commentary on it, but
I'll ring the bell.
Heather
be the bell ringer.
And Heather said she'd come out of retirement to be his manager.
There you go. Thomas's?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. But what brought that on? Did I miss something at the beginning?
No.
He doesn't like Thomas's opinions?
No.
Because I know
Remember how they were when they were
No.
here?
I was just going to say, Thomas, yes. I was just going to
Thomas
say, yes.
don't take no crap
No, he
from
doesn't.
Brett the Threat.
No, he doesn't.
Rightly so.
Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship on Dynamite.
Sign me up.
Take my money.
That's a good match. That's a damn good match.
That is going to be epic.
Who
the
wins?
Yeah, that's a good question. Sammy's going to
Sammy.
retain. I think he's going to retain.
Is he going to break away from Jericho?
Well, didn't that group break up this week?
They did last week.
Right.
Yes.
They broke
Yes.
up
But
because Santana
He
and
watches wrestling, I promise.
who, me or Chief?
I watch it through the radio.
He'll realize in like 30 years that
through the
they
radio.
broke up.
Through the radio.
He's like, it's old school. Did you see Sammy Guevara broke up with Chris Jericho?
Hey, at least,
And then we'll get it on our
at
teleprompter 10 years down the
It's
line.
followed by Andre the
Hey,
Giant.
At least I don't do. I don't type half a shit, and you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Right, and we'll get we'll get the
Like that late breaking news that Braun Strowman was released by WWE. That was
that
the
was a
greatest
classic
one
moment.
ever.
Yes, that was a classic moment. I think you may just lose your microphone any moment now. But it,
He's flipping you off.
oh my goodness,
I know I'm number one. I
Oh,
know.
he's scratching his head.
he's wiping off the jelly. That's what he was doing. Anyway, did you know though during Royal Rumble that the WWE
Is
had
that something about Mary scene or something like that?
with what?
Said wiping it in his hair. Isn't it like something about Mary?
Oh, WWE had certain rules for Mickie James at the Royal Rumble when the term Impact was allowed to be used and Impact Wrestling was forbidden, as well as tagging the company on social media. So they had restrictions. Are you surprised by that?
Not at all.
No. They could have said nothing. But the fact that she came in using her Impact music and the Impact belt, they didn't have to say anything else. Because that, I think, was enough to be said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally,
She got one of the loudest pops of the night.
Absolutely.
Totally agree.
The only thing missing is she should have come out with a box of handy bags, the Glad bags, box of the heavyweight bags, and leave it right on the top of the ramp. That would've been
Sponsored
fun.
by Glad.
Exactly. With John Cena's doing the voiceover like he usually does.
Yes.
So
I still don't even know why that's a thing. They've been doing that for like 10 years to everybody.
really, well, but it's not the right way to do it. Mickie James was obviously the only one that decided to make something of, and good for her.
So I remember when we had Alundra Blaze at the signing,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about that. She goes, I got my stuff in a garbage bag. Who the hell cares? At least I got my stuff back. I don't care.
But she threw a belt into the garbage, so I guess that was kind of retribution as well. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say retribution. That faction no longer exists. But anyway,
Hey,
I digress. Yes.
Charlotte and Sonya Deville versus Naomi and Ronda Rousey. Right?
Yep.
Why are they having that match? Because we know Charlotte and Ronda are going to wrestle. They're going to wrestle each other. Sonya Deville, in my opinion, she either needs to come back out as a wrestler and get the hell away from management because it's getting stale now, or she needs to stay in management and not wrestle. So that storyline with Sonya Deville needs to go away.
Well, what happened? There was something that happened on SmackDown last night. I remember reading it very quickly that caused this match.
Well, Mr. McMahon came out and gave Adam Pearce an ultimatum for Sonya Deville. Okay, she could not interfere in Charlotte and
Naomi's
Naomi's match last night.
Okay,
which she didn't.
Okay.
And before it, Naomi said to her, "Well, you can't touch me." Naomi knocked the shit out of her. Okay.
Was Sonya wearing her jacket as an administrator?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, she had her wing in a
sling.
Yeah, in a sling. A wing in a sling. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wing in a sling.
And then after the match, then Sonya attacks Naomi because the match is over.
And Charlotte, they was a 2-on-1 at some point.
Yeah,
wasn't
and then Ronda came running out, which
Okay.
is okay. But why the hell do they need the match? We already know as wrestling fans, smart wrestling fans, Ronda and
Is there such thing as a smart wrestling?
sure, you're looking at one. Ronda and Charlotte are going to wrestle for the belt. Okay, so why even have this match? I think it goes back to creative writing, and they don't have anything else they can put on TV.
The tag match makes sense to me. It's when they start doing like Naomi versus Charlotte for the titles when you're like, you already know the main event, Charlotte versus Ronda at
Right.
WrestleMania.
Right.
So why put her in these title matches? You know she's going to win.
Now, the interesting thing would have been if Naomi won the championship last night, and upset everything. That would have been great creative writing.
She would have dropped
night.
it the following week.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
she would have dropped it back the following week.
You're exactly right.
They would have kept the storyline.
Exactly.
Again, it still baffles me, and it goes back to creative or whatever. They can build this thing up with Charlotte all they want to, but God damn it, the story's there with Becky, with the pin from WrestleMania. Her shoulder
They're waiting
being
until
up.
WrestleMania 39 for that.
Yeah, but this goes back to creative. Can they maintain a story long enough for 39 to get to that match? But by that point, another year's passed from when that pin did or did not happen. In another year, are people really going to care as much as they might now, since Ronda just came back now?
Sure.
They keep them on separate shows, yeah.
They could if you only had that show on once a month.
Which show?
Any of them.
The pay-per-views?
No. The regular
Oh, the
wrestling.
Raw or SmackDown?
Yeah, like they did back on the radio.
Here we go again.
When they did it on the radio,
Right.
okay? You could do a storyline.
Sure.
Because you only saw it so often.
Right.
This here, you see every damn week. Okay? So give creative their due. You can only write and put on TV so much.
Right.
Okay? With them doing these storylines, okay, they can't change it that often. They've got to run it. And unfortunately, we say the storylines get stale.
I'm just, falling in line with that. I'm just sort of afraid that if they're building towards a Roman Reigns Rock match in 39 next year, again, that's a year away. I just don't know how they're going to build the storyline for. Now, we've all been talking about it since the last
That's
year.
a built-in storyline with the most popular wrestler on this planet.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter when he comes back. It's an automatic sellout.
By the way, John puts in there. Oh my goodness gracious! All right, so Sean now and John are going at it, but he did mention what Hogan did in Japan for his size is still impressive to this day. Hogan in Japan?
Yeah, he did like a lot of athletic stuff in Japan.
Yeah.
It was crazy they wouldn't let him do any of that in the United States. It
Right.
was just the get beat up, Hulk up, big boot, leg drop.
The only reason the Hulk Hogan got over in Japan is because a certain individual who owned the company over there was a professional wrestler and brought Hulk Hogan in. If Mr. Antonio Inoki said no to Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan would have never gone to Japan.
Right.
Exactly.
I totally agree. All right, I want to step aside for our final break a tad early as I give our producer a cue. So this way we come back, we can run it right up to the top of the hour with everything we have to do without taking a break late.
And we have to do birthdays.
That's one of the things I got to make sure we do. I know.
Just checking.
You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. There's a war of words in the studio.
I'm looking on the radio.
And there's a war of words in the chat room. We'll be right back.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? I just wonder, is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Quick pop for our buddy Scott Hosey, one of the founding fathers of Thoughts Count Anywhere. If you want to go down to Sunset Station this weekend, he's outside the sports book with all of your official merchandise for Super Bowl 56. Also, as you see right now on the screen, February 18th through the 20th, next weekend, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., another sports, cards, toys, and collectible show at
The Boulevard Mall.
Admission is free, so you can get down there over next weekend. Valentine's Day, post-Valentine's Day gift, whatever you want. Check it out outside the Power Play Sports. It's in the open rotunda area on the backside near the movie theater side of the mall. Go down there and say hi to Scott. Go down and see him today, or actually this weekend. He has his booth all set up 24/7, so we know this weekend he ain't getting a whole lot of sleep. I can tell you that much. So he's right outside the sports book today with all of your Super Bowl merchandise. Okay.
And just to know, Top Rope Collectibles will not be doing a show this weekend on Sunday due to Super Bowl. So you want to go back and see them next Sunday.
I think that's a great announcement. I think that's smart programming on their part, to be honest with you.
Sorry, no Chelsea Green pictures for you this week.
Damn.
You should be ashamed of yourself for that.
What?
He buys more of them than freaking
I buy him just to piss him off.
Man, he buys them and hides them up in these damn
That's
garage.
right. My wife wants
So he hides them in the garage so his wife doesn't know he bought the
and
damn thing.
then when she's not home, I take him up to my office and I bury him in the book that I have. But what the hell's going on with the table?
He keeps shoving himself off to like go back into the table. We're gonna end up over by Aaron by the end of the show.
I didn't do it.
That was
him.
Desert Shark this time. But anyway, I just buy all the Chelsea pictures because one day I'm going to bundle them together and I'm going to give Matt an offer he can't refuse because he loves Chelsea Green.
Well, of course. We always hear it every week on Thoughts Count Anywhere.
That's right. That's right. So I'm going to
I like how he like buys these pictures and tries to brag about it, but I'm the one that met Chelsea Green and got my own sign.
That is very true. I've not had that opportunity. I agree with you on that. No worries. That's okay.
You know who, you know who
But the wet T-shirt she's wearing, that Mickey Mouse cutoff is pretty cool.
You know who I'm getting certified next month?
Who's getting in what?
Huh?
In what?
Wrestling. You know what wrestler I'm getting certified next month?
No, who's that?
Wahoo McDaniel.
Certified. What does that mean?
Certified
Signature?
by JSA.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I already got it autographed. Certified by JSA next month.
Sean puts in there that his Super Bowl workday tomorrow will be from 7 a.m. to midnight. Loves working a sports book. At least he's in the sports book where you can watch it a little bit. That's a long day.
He ain't going to be able to. He won't be able to watch it.
He won't be able to watch it.
I saw him yesterday on his way to work. He said he has a long weekend ahead of him.
I was going to say, yeah, that's puppy breath. The highlight of my night was witnessing Eli sandwiches getting body slammed WWE style on the dance floor by some chick. That's on Twitter. Okay?
Sweet.
I'm not sure.
Hey.
All right.
All
thank
right,
you. Puppy breath. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
Puppy breath.
Puppy breath.
Okay.
One of the prop
On that
bets-
note,
on that-
picnic table.
That's-
I don't know. Say something random as hell.
Can I take?
Here's an ink blot for you.
Can I take my teeth out?
Cell phone.
Oh,
You
my
take yours,
goodness.
I'll take mine.
My goodness.
Mine all come out,
Jeez. All right.
and I'm not modest.
AJ Styles gets a U.S. title shot on Raw after defeating Damian Priest last night. It's a mid-card belt. Why are they doing this with AJ? Especially with him being in the Elimination Chamber. Thoughts?
It is a mid-card belt, but if AJ was the champion, it would raise the prestige of that belt for sure.
Think so?
'Cause AJ is a main event wrestler no matter what.
He's phenomenal.
He is?
You know, at one time the U.S. belt wasn't mid-card.
I know. Used to be right behind the Intercontinental title, which
Right between radio commercial breaks.
the Intercontinental title used to be the stepping stone for the U.S. champ. That was not the U.S., the heavyweight champ. That was the grooming spot.
You know what? You guys can make comments all you want, but you know what? One of the greatest tag teams of all time held the prestigious tag belts. The Wild Samoans.
Oh, Alpha and Sika.
So y'all can say what you want.
I saw them live at my high school when they still used to do like fundraising events.
Yeah.
My parents were the fundraising chairs for my synagogue, and Alpha and Sika were there. Holy crap.
They used
Big dudes.
I don't know if they still do. They used to have a wrestling school up in the Pittsburgh area, but I think now, I think Rikishi's moved his school down to Florida now.
Okay.
It used to be in Cali.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's still there, but I know Sika had one up around the Pittsburgh area.
Oh, there you go.
They used
I
to
hope now
put-
that one of them signed a Legends deal, I hope we get some head shrinker figures soon.
I met Alpha, Sika, and Jacob Fatu back in 2019 when we had a StarCast here in Vegas.
Did you meet what's his name last weekend?
Who? Oh, Jacob?
yeah.
Yeah, I met him.
He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah, and he remembered me from...
He's ornery as hell too.
Oh,
man.
yes. He remembered me from when I met them at StarCast, and I was very surprised of his memory of how he remembered me. And
You know, he had some rough times.
He did.
Growing up.
He did.
You know, teen years, and kind of got on the wrong side. But wrestling straightened him out, and you know, he's got a good stick with MLW.
oh, yes.
So
I remember when I was at WrestleMania 31 and we were at the hotel and I went down in the lobby and I look over and there's Bruno Sammartino sitting in one chair and right across from him were the Wild Samoans and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. Time warp. We're going to do that towards the end.
you know, one of the nicest guys I've ever met,
Who's that?
George the Animal Steel.
Oh, I've heard nothing but great stories about him. For those that don't know and remember him, first of all, one of the craziest son of a bitches in the ring with that green tongue and whatnot. But the guy is literally has an IQ of a genius and was this teacher. He was in I don't know if it was high school or college.
He was a high
but he
school-
was a
high-
teacher
he was a high
in
school
New York,
teacher.
wasn't it?
I believe
So here's a guy who acts like he's got no clue, breaks shoulders with his lift of the chicken wing, whatever it was, and the green tongue and eating the turnbuckle, and the guy's a genius IQ and taught kids.
And then it was great when
Which scares me.
It was great when Captain Lou took over as his manager.
yes.
That was fantastic.
My goodness. All right.
See, that's a good old days, man.
That is. Those things don't exist anymore.
Had good storylines, not like today.
Real quickly, one more topic before we go to birthdays. Kyle O'Reilly, his deciding factor in leaving NXT was hearing from upper management. He overheard them saying they don't want pro wrestlers. And he said he is a pro wrestler and wanted to go somewhere to be a pro wrestler. Look, Vince McMahon has never hidden the fact that WWE, that E for entertainment, is what he stands by. This is entertainment. And although we see, quote unquote, wrestling in the ring, we get it. We understand what he's trying to do. So here's Kyle O'Reilly, and I give him credit. He wants to stand by his convictions. He wants to be a wrestler, not just an entertainer. He wants to wrestle and entertain, not entertain and wrestle. So good for him to stand by his convictions.
Yeah.
Tommy Kramer. Okay, Tommy shares. I can't say. Oh, he must have shared. I can't see the @ sign, but Georgie Animal Steel. He shares the Animal Steel's information. We appreciate. By the way, everybody on Twitter, we appreciate you following us, sending in your tweets. Greatly appreciated.
Absolutely.
# Thoughts Count Anywhere. As you can see, they pop up on the screen. Those of you who are listening on the Go Live app or via Alexa, 702-329-6947. You can also pull up your Twitter account. You can send us some tweets, ask us some questions, whatever you'd like to do. We love the interaction. We greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Are we ready for you? Have birthdays up there, sir, by chance? We get ready for some birthdays? All right. If you're celebrating a birthday today, what is today's date? February 12th through next Friday, the 18th. We want to celebrate, wish you a happy birthday. And, of course, happy birthday courtesy of Pocket Aces.
Happy birthday to you.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday to you.
Today, February 12th. What? No. Somebody's walking behind. Was that? Oh, that's Raquel. No, I did not see that. No. I hope not. You might have had just an earthquake in the studio. Yeesh.
I think California might have one.
Maybe those wrestling twins are getting mad at us in here in the studio. I don't know.
I think someone over there's got the sugar shakes.
All right, if you're celebrating a birthday today, he's got his coffee now. You are celebrating a birthday with a man who is big enough to have 2 birthdays. One Man Gang is his birthday today. Tomorrow, February 13th, the innovator of violence is heard on Busted Open. Tommy Dreamer, we wish him a happy birthday. February 14th, this guy had more names than you care to shake a stick at, but we'll just simply recognize him as Viscera. This would have been celebrating on the 14th on Valentine's. I had a chance to meet him as well here at a local event many years ago and take a picture with him. February 15th, Travis Banks and Rich Swan. February 16th, listen, without this guy, we wouldn't have Edge and Christian, but Gangrel's birthday is February 16th. February 17th, Jimmy Jacobs. And if you're celebrating a birthday once again from today through the 18th, God bless you. We wish you a happy birthday from all of us to all of you out there. Happy birthday. And by the way, if you want us to mention your name, you need to go to our Facebook page. Give us your date of birth, your name. Chief will collect it, so this way we can message you or email us to our website with your birth date or somebody that you want to recognize, somebody's mother, father, brother. That's okay. We'll do that too. And send them a happy birthday.
I'll definitely like to
well.
tell my grandma happy birthday. It'll be her birthday on the 16th, so it'll be 87.
Happy birthday, Grandma Mullen. 87?
Yeah.
God bless. Well, happy birthday to Grandma. Terrific. That's good to hear. All right. Matt, I'm going to turn to you. Any of the other topics here that we haven't covered under WWE that you'd like to talk about before we get ready to roll and wrap up and go into some of our pop culture, which is going to focus around Super Bowl?
Can we beep the producer?
For what? What do you do?
I don't know.
Why?
Just because.
Do we have capability of doing
We do
that?
not. We do not have that power.
We need a two-way button.
You need a two-way button?
Hey, my brother, so we can't beep the producer.
No, we
just
cannot.
so you know.
I
Who's
read
that?
somewhere that they filmed 9 episodes of that Alexa Bliss
I can beep him on the radio.
therapy thing.
9 episodes?
It
Something
sounds
to
like
it-
it's coming to a wrap because, like, every time they do it, she seems to be forgetting Lily more and more.
Gotcha. That was
so I
this
think
past
by
week.
the end of it, she's going to end up being.
That was this past week, wasn't it? Where the doctor kind of pulled Lily away from her.
Yeah,
Was
and
that
then
this past
like
week?
the whole time she was like Lily this, Lily that, and then she like described Lily without saying Lily. So hopefully in a couple of weeks she'll be the goddess and back in the ring.
Let's talk about this now because
Hey, is Bray free to do what he wants to do now?
Yeah.
He is. He's beyond his 90 days.
Yeah.
A week from today at about 8 a.m. our time will be the Elimination Chamber. So we're going to kind of be on the air when we start. The chamber will be on. So I want to ask you this.
8 o'clock?
9 o'clock, but the show starts at what time? 8 o'clock is is the chamber
Yeah.
you said earlier, right?
Yeah.
So there is I believe he'll win Elimination Chamber. Who are you referring to, William? I want to talk about the women's for a second.
Go ahead.
Because
You always do.
Because the final participant has not been announced yet
For the women.
for the women's
It's going
chamber.
to be Ronda Rousey.
Ding dong.
Okay. Well, why would Rousey do it?
Bailey.
What-
Bailey.
Bailey?
Bailey?
You think so?
Well, there were
Is
5.
she healthy yet?
Should be by now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just asking. Seriously.
She's been teased to be part of the build towards WrestleMania, and this would certainly help do that.
Hey, I'm happy for her if she is, and
We
she
have
can come back.
the names that were bantered.
She's a good athlete.
I saw an article this morning. It was Bailey, Asuka, Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, and Ronda Rousey's name came up. I don't see Rousey in the chamber.
It couldn't be Ronda because the winner faces Becky Lynch at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so that's correct. It's a number one contender for Becky. So forget Ronda.
Okay.
So I like the idea that's going to come down to Bailey, Alexa, Asuka, or Lacey Evans. For me, I don't think there's anybody else right now that.
Where's Sasha?
Let's see, what is that? Naomi's rescued aftermath of SmackDown Women's. Let's see, what is this?
Women's champion.
Ronda Rousey explains why she came down to Naomi's rescue in the aftermath of SmackDown Women's Championship match and proclaims her dominance over official Sonya Deville. Thank you. I cannot read that Twitter handle. I do not want to even try it for fear that I may get censored in 12 countries.
But thank you very,
thank you very much
for tweeting it into us.
Exactly.
We do appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, gentlemen, you got Bailey as the final entrant, you think?
Most likely, but I'd rather it be Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
Where's Sasha?
Yeah, where is Sasha?
Maybe she's the
Wasn't
final
she-
entrant. Actually, her name was on that list, too.
Wasn't she at the Rumble and wasn't she perfectly healthy?
She was still hurt. That's why she was in it, but she wasn't in it very long.
Okay.
She's still recovering from that leg injury.
I mean, Sasha doesn't get enough credit.
True.
I want to go a different
Well,
way.
that was our discussion months ago where we talked about her, whether she's a GOAT or not. Go ahead.
You said something a while back that Bailey doesn't get her just due when
Correct.
she carried the company.
Correct.
I hope it's Bailey. Being that Ronda can't be there, I hope it's Bailey and Bailey comes back. Makes sense. Give her a little bit of a pop.
Take that one down. Yeah, she deserves it. She absolutely deserves it. I mean, the character that she has become, that was from Brandy from earlier this morning.
Okay.
The character that she created during the pandemic, where she totally went 180 degrees from what the hugger and all that stuff with Sasha,
Yes.
the tag and everything else.
Yes.
Absolutely. Just listen, Drew hasn't gotten much. He's gotten credit for carrying the belt also during that downtime.
How do you really feel?
But neither
Don't
Bailey.
hold- don't hold back.
I'm
Don't
not
hold
going
back.
to. I'm taking. This
Please.
is from the Chiefs School of Anger Management.
Damn right.
Drew McIntyre still deserves to win a major belt in front of 60,000 people.
Totally agree.
Okay, he carried the men's division during the pandemic time when there was nobody there.
Yes.
Bailey did the same thing, and I think she even did it better than Drew, because in the middle of all of that was the separation from Sasha,
Yeah.
where she went out on her own.
Could there be somebody higher up that possibly just doesn't like what Bailey's shtick, so to speak?
She got the direction to turn from somebody on the higher up level.
I think they all like Bailey. That she just got hurt at the wrong time.
Training.
Yeah.
Her first injury, she was training for Bianca Belair.
Not just training, doing roles.
That's when they were having everybody doing mandatory
Correct.
training for
Yes.
going back to live
Yes.
events.
Correct.
At NXT, right? Down
So
at
she
the
never even
training
got to
center.
wrestle in front of like anybody since the pandemic.
Correct. That's why I say, I know who you want, and I respect that. It'd be good if it was Bailey, and Bailey come back to a pop.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be Bailey. I would imagine.
Pretty sure it's gonna be.
Think so?
She's been more. I mean, we've seen Lacey a little bit on social media. We've seen that happen, but I would love to see Bailey come back, because you know what? She'll then get a pop from the audience of
Yes.
60,000 or how
Yes.
many people from Saudi Arabia that she rightfully deserves. But then she needs to get that here in the States.
Yes.
She needs that moment in the States to get that pop, and not in front of a crowd in an arena. Although once if she's the one coming back at Chamber, when she starts coming back to TV, she'll get the pop at the arenas. But she needs that 60,000 attendance pop. Okay, we are just about ready. Let's see, what is this?
Who's going to walk out of Saudi Arabia as WWE champion?
Great question, gentlemen. What do you think? Yeah, that's something we really didn't touch on because it's going to be the event that's going on next week, but that's okay. WWE champion's going to be who, Shark? Coming out next week.
Bobby Lashley.
Okay, Bobby retains. Chief?
I agree, Lashley.
Okay.
Brock Lesnar.
If he
It's going to
lo-
be title for title.
If he loses the title against Lashley, what do you do with Brock?
Well, the question is, though, you're going to put the belt on Bobby right away and you're going to take it right off of him? You know, they've got some time before WrestleMania that they can work a storyline in. I hate to see Bobby win it and then keep it for, a month and then lose it. Well, it's WWE. Who the hell knows?
Thank you, Abby, on Twitter. Sasha Becky Bianca was 15-plus minutes at the last pay-per-view with a question mark. It also didn't even have a stipulation like the chamber match.
Exactly.
It's also not even the people in Saudi who get to control the match time. It's still WWE. Thank you, Abby. Appreciate those comments.
I'd say the Saudi money, though, speaks loudly.
Well, of course, that's why Goldberg is back. I mean, the Saudi arrangement, and I think we've talked about it. We
Yes.
know it's public. He dictates to WWE who he wants to appear in Saudi Arabia.
Correct.
Okay? So that's why Goldberg is back. This is Goldberg's last match per contract with WWE. I want to see him just ride off, be done with this match, because he's not going to win it if this is his last match.
Chief has got to like the King of Saudi Arabia. He tries to keep it as old school as possible, as much as he can.
Does that mean we have to call him now King Chief? Is that what we have to do?
Does Goldberg possibly go to AEW?
No.
I would be very surprised.
God, no.
I would say no.
Just for one match?
No.
Against who? Who would you?
Jericho.
Nah.
They already
No.
did that.
Yeah, I know.
No. Just no.
Goldberg needs to stick to his card TV shows and right off into the
Yeah,
sunset.
absolutely.
This
absolutely.
This is true. I agree with
Thank you, haha, for your Twitter comment up there.
So who's going to win the women's?
I think Charlotte's going to retain.
Charlotte.
You do?
Yeah.
That's going to win the women's elimination chamber match, or what are you talking
Oh
about?
no, I thought he was. I thought you were asking about the title match.
The title match. You think Charlotte?
Well,
She's not in a title
No, it's the
match.
tag team match.
yeah. You think they're going to win it?
Oh, in the tag team,
Yeah.
her and Sonya.
Yeah.
No.
I think it'll end. I don't think it'll be a clean finish.
It is kind of crazy that when they first started this, women weren't allowed to wrestle no matter what.
Right.
And now there's 3 women's matches on this card.
And I'm going to be interested in seeing how their gear is going to
So
be.
you think it's going to be a DQ?
I think there'll be something.
We're going to get a
wonky.
screwy finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jim Baker says if Vince put the title on Naomi and wrestled Sonya for the title, Charlotte would still win the title back.
I agree. And Jim, I agree with you. There's enough time that they could have done that and done it properly with a good storyline to build it up to WrestleMania.
But even if Naomi wins, you automatically know Charlotte's getting it back like ASAP.
Oh, of course. But I don't see that. I don't see that happening. Lita decided to wrestle out there because after talking to the women who were there before and their great experience, so that's why Lita agreed to appear to go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, she was like always talking bad about Saudi Arabia for like the longest time.
Right.
And then she turned around and was like, yep, I'll do it.
Well,
hey, what's the best?
money talks, right?
What's the best Lita figure out there?
I would say her newer one. I'm going to buy one for that signing coming up.
Yeah.
She's going to be here in a couple weeks.
I need one too.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Did you buy yours yet?
No.
Well, then order me one too, and I'll pay you.
All right.
All right.
WWE had a talk with Ronda, as long as we're talking about her, about not taking the fan reaction personally and to be a babyface on the road to WrestleMania.
Because when she came back, she was still mad about getting booed
Yeah.
from the last time, and she's supposed to be a baby face. They were like, whoa, Ronda, it's fake. Chill.
Do you think she makes a better baby face than she does a heel?
No.
I mean,
I think she'd be a better heel than anything.
That badass attitude is better as a heel side, personally.
Yeah.
So, all right, gentlemen, our TikTok is running out. By the way, can we put that promo up before I forget? Coming up in 1 hour from now as we begin wrapping up Thoughts Count Anywhere. Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, yours truly. I have special guest actress Nicole Butler, most commonly known as Nicole Vegas, here in town. Luke Perry will be back with another episode of Living in Las Vegas, and he has special guest former Miss Nevada, Annetta Replogli. I'm botching that to the nth degree, and I apologize. So be sure in 1 hour to tune in, if for nothing else, to learn how to properly say Annetta's last name. So it'll be interesting to have her in studio. Great show. We appreciate everybody. That's at the top of the hour. Okay, gentlemen, Shark, thank you for coming in. We're going to go around the horn for final thoughts. Mr. Matt.
Everybody be safe. Have a good week. Go Rams. Hopefully they win the Super Bowl on
Didn't even talk
Sunday.
about that. So you got the Rams. In your final comments, let's give a prediction.
Everybody, happy Valentine's Day to
That's another one.
all the women out there. Enjoy your day. Go before Monday because it's a lot cheaper. Go Bengals.
Go ahead.
Thank you guys for having me here.
Our pleasure, man.
And if you guys want me back here, I'll be happy to, like always. Another side note, the mask mandate has been lifted. I also encourage everyone, still wear your mask, just play it on the safe side. Go Bengals. Final score will be 21-17.
Ooh.
And
That's
the
close.
coin toss, the Bengals will win it, and it will be heads.
Minute 55, over under for the national anthem. Over under.
Over.
Over.
Who's singing it?
Mickey Guyton. There was a catcher.
Who the hell is Mickey?
I have no idea, but there was a catcher for the Mets. His first name was Mickey, and his last name escapes me.
I was at the NHL All-Star game
Yep.
last week, and the All-Star anthem guy, he botched it.
It was
horrible.
The catcher was Mickey Tettleton.
Yeah, but there was another Mickey for the Mets, though. Current era. Minute
What the hell
55.
you mean current era?
Minute 55.
Under.
Under?
Up your nose with a rubber hose, buddy.
All right, tomorrow's Super Bowl. I'm going to pick the Bengals. They're the home team, even though it's the
Go
Rams
Bengals!
Stadium. I'm taking the Bengals and Joe Cool. Whatever you're going to do tomorrow, please enjoy the game. Be safe, be responsible.
Defensive game.
As always, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time right there. Thoughts Count Anywhere, 1 hour. Aaron's Hour up next.